What is up? It is I Smooth here, and we got this is I don't know what to call this. This is breaking news, super hype, anything like that. It's exciting, man. So what you see here on my screen is the data download for JP. So I'll be covering all that stuff that's in here. Also, what builds to give them, so their best builds and some good teams you can run them on, because that's important. I mean, they drop tonight, as you can see, 2 a.m. CST, or I guess that's tomorrow morning, depending on where you're at. For me, that's about 6 hours. So 6 hours from now, probably about 5.5 hours from when this video drops, is when they will be dropping for everybody. Again, 2 p.m. CST on the 26th, 6 hours from the time I'm recording this, about 5 to 6 hours from when it's dropped on my channel. So, again, that's what it is. Convert that to your time. That's when they drop. We also have. I want to talk about them real quick before I get into the other parts that I'm interested in. Their battle motions. I will show their battle motions in this video as long as, or as well as what builds I gave mine and what I recommend for giving yours. So, okay, auto translates, which is cool. Basically, these guys are the Gogeta Super Saiyan 4s are probably, I mean, they're one or two to be honest. They're better than the Gogeta version of the year 10s. So they're better in my opinion than this guy. Are they better than Super Vegito? Hard to say until I have them in game, but right now they look better than Super Gogeta. This guy specifically, I don't know if I would say the blues are, but a unit that can nullify and counter with a permanent scouter, yeah. And we're talking slot 1 capabilities. Again, 70% chance to nullify supers. And when you're under 50% HP, it's a guaranteed nullification. Nullify any super. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be Key Blast, physical, other. It's just any super. So they're insanely broken. I mean, they stack pretty fast. They have Saiyan Roar. If you want to talk about that as well, I mean, if you run them with the new Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he gives 10% damage reduction. He's a two-time or two-turn support. So on his team, he's going to be giving 44% for 2 turns if you have both of them. That's when the rest of the team gets easy A's. Hopefully, very good easy A's. But yeah, they get 25% attack, 10% defense. GT, we're talking 10% attack and defense. I mean, as you can see here, they share 6 links with this guy, and they have the same. They have the same exact links. I mean, we're talking 15% attack, 10% attack, 25% attack, 10% attack, 20% attack, 15% attack, like, and also total. What is it? Is it 20% defense? That's still very good. Also, again, this guy gets supporting. He also gets damage reduction support. Very good. This unit, I see how people could say that he's #1 in the game, better than the Tech Super Vegito. Like, you can run him in slot 1, turn 1. You can't do that with Super Vegito. It's possible, again, it is possible that this unit is better, which is crazy to me. Again, they drop at 2 a.m. CST. Translate that to your time. Let's go over to the game. Let's see their battle motions, and then I'll give my best builds at the end. Alright, so we got their battle motions in here. I'm not going to have any sound on just because when I go over to get their builds, it's going to play the copyrighted music. So let's get their battle motions in here. I think the gods and the blues in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. We'll start with the worst one in my opinion, but they're all very good. I love these new battle motions, by the way. We'll start with the worst one. It's just them. They pose and they go down. Fine, no issue. But this one is sick. Like, look at this. They do their, like, that's awesome. That is awesome. And then I'll just transform them real quick, and then we can see their transform state. Look at these ones one more time each. I love the Gauze one. That's probably my favorite one so far. I mean, once it transforms, it's Gogeta is my favorite, but let's get to that. All right. So these two, these ones are awesome. We'll show Gogeta's last because that one's my favorite one. We'll show this one first. I really like the idle animation. I think the actual movement is better for the gods, but the idle animation, I like the blues idle animation just because the aura is all over the screen. It's crazy. Like it's going up past the top of my screen, right? Like that's cool, okay? But this one right here, you want to talk about aura farming? Here we go. Check out Gogeta. I mean, look at it. He does the little finger point. Like the come hit me, puts his hands down to his waist, and then his aura is also going off the screen. I mean, this is probably one of my favorite sprites, if not my favorite sprite in the entire game right now. So shout out to whoever did these battle animations, and whoever thought of the idea, because this really does just give a fresh new little look to Dokkan that is just, it's very nice. All right. Same thing with the HP showing the actual percentages. Like I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of the battle motions. Like this is like practically new animations we're getting in the game. I mean not for units themselves, like in when you're going like unit animations, but getting them as battle animations since you see these quite pretty much every time. I mean pretty much every time. You see these every time. So getting them in the game, new fresh animations 10 years in is sick. If they're doing these for pretty much every EZA and every character until we have all the characters, that's also awesome. I mean, I'm assuming Daima spoilers, sort of. Not super Daima spoilers, but the new characters that we get from Daima are going to have these kinds of animations, and they're going to look really good. So, shout out to the Dokkan team now. If you stay this long, please leave a like, drop a sub to the channel. It really helps me out, and I appreciate it, so thank you. Let's get into their best builds and teams next. Okay, so we got their builds up. This is what I gave my LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and I can give you a few reasons why I gave them this. So I gave them the raw defense and dodge equips. Sometimes I'll need them to go in slot 1, and just having an extra 12% chance to dodge over the useless 12 crit that I'm going to be having instead, I think it's just better. Now I gave him a lot of additional just because you want him to stack really fast, and also when he goes Super Saiyan 4, he only gets one guaranteed additional, and then doesn't have any other opportunities to get another super attack. Unlike the Blues get two opportunities to get a guaranteed additionals, but these guys, they only get one, so you're only going to be doing two attacks before you have to get the hidden potential proc, so I gave them the most amount of hidden potential. Now in base, again, super important to get them stacked up as fast as possible. Also, again, raw defense equips. We'll see if they need these. If they don't, I'll be changing these to the attack equips. So, like this one that I believe just dropped for the 10th anniversary, like I'll probably give them this instead of the defense one. Because I mean, what is this? The defense one gives 600 defense, and this one gives 600 attack or 900 attack. So, if their defense is fine, all that's going to change is 600 defense into attack. So, but right now, we'll go with the defense equips because their base defense means they're going to be stacking faster. So they're at 14,000 defense right now. Instead, it would be like, what? It's almost, it's almost 2,000 more defense. So they would be at like 12,000, 13,000 defense. So that's why I give them that. And then the dodge again, anytime they go slot 1, just extra times to not take damage from a super attack. It's not going to be necessary in Gogeta because he has a 70% chance to counter supers or a guaranteed chance to counter supers. But any other time, it's just there because the crit is pretty pointless because you get rainbow orbs, you're going to get crit chance anyways. And giving him 12, I would rather have 12 dodge and over 12 crit chance. Now you could also, I was also thinking, having two of these be swapped, so it's 20 additional and 18 dodge instead. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it like this because I really don't have a reason to switch it because they don't super need the dodge, but it's more helpful than the crit because he's going to be having almost guaranteed crit when he goes into Gogeta anyways. So that's why I gave him that. And the gods, it's pretty similar. 12 dodge. The 5 crit, I had to give him that because it's this one over here, the free one, and then 21 additional. Same thought process. Can slot 1. I would rather have them have dodge than the crit. And then additional is the main thing. And again, this one I probably would leave 21 additional. I probably wouldn't go under 20 additional. I mean, you could probably work with 15 if the rest is dodge. So if you have 18 dodge instead, you could work with 15 additional. Same thing with the fours. If you have 20 additional instead of 26, and then you just have 18 dodge, it's probably fine. I'm just going this way just to maximize their super attacks. Again, it's probably unnecessary to have this much. You could go lower, but I really did want to make sure they're pretty much almost always going to be getting that guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, but I want to make sure their chances are high that they're going to be getting those additional supers. But of course, you know how it goes with the RNG. You have 50-50 shot once you land the proc if it's a super or a normal. But hopefully we're getting those additional attacks, killing the bosses faster, just doing a lot more damage. That's the plan. And then the dodge. This is a dodge unit, so... Well, I guess, yeah. Nah, no, they're still a dodge unit. But they don't need it as much because they're going to be stacking in base anyways. They don't need the dodge as much anymore as they used to. Especially they're going to be guarding, so they're a unit that's going to have like 3-4 million defense with guard and dodge chance. Very good, very good. Again, these are Gogeta's 1 or 2, and then this unit is either 3 or 4. So very top tier units. Now let's go over the teams. All right. So these are just some little setups I have. This is a future one right here, but this one right now, if you want to run them both on the same team, we have the Vegeta as the leader, the Gogeta, whatever, of course. You can run the 2 Super Saiyan 4s as a rotation. And then the Frieza's here for support for Battle of Fate, which they should both be on. Let's see. This unit's not on Battle of Fate. Okay, they're not on Battle Fate, but the 4s are. So he's giving 77% support for the 4s. Gonna be good, of course, when you switch him into Goku. Gonna have decent link, slot 1 ability if you have to have him. Rainbow Orb Changer. This Gogeta is also very good when he transforms. Should have no problem transforming. Just overall, them being on the 220 here, so very nice. This team is a future team with their EZAs coming up. They'll be here. This, if you know about this, you know about this. It's not this unit in particular. This is a stand-in for a character that I'm assuming we're going to get pretty soon. If you don't know, don't worry about it, but this character is coming. These EZAs are coming too, so we could also get another one of this guy. Again, I don't want to go into too many details if you haven't watched Diamond, but... Alright, enough of that. Another 220 Battle of Fate. Gohan supports. You got the 4s, you got the Goku. Can't go wrong. You could also run their own teams, of course, but if you want the full 220 to have them build up the fastest, do the most damage, and then of course the Gogeta support is probably the way just to juice them the most, or the Gogeta lead. I'd probably run them on this team. Again, up to you, but it's just a few extra options. So with that, again, if you enjoyed, stay this long, please leave a like, drop a sub, and with that, I'm out.